Hello, this is Alex Boyle from the Boyle Consultancy Company, and today what I want to talk to you guys about is the human impacts on the globe and the world itself. And this runs into many facets, and this runs into global warming and pollution and other things of that nature. Ecosystems change not only as a result of global warming, but from direct human impact from production methods, urban sprawl, land clearing and tourism. Irreversible changes are taking place in some of the planet's oldest and most valuable ecosystems, such as the Amazon rainforest in South America, the Everglades in the USA, and the Great Barrier Reef off the Australian coastline. Animals, plants and birds are affected by such changes, with many species becoming extinct as a result. Toxic waste emissions also have an extremely large impact on this earth. Exhaust pipes and factory chimneys emit more than greenhouse gases. The other dangerous gases and particles they put out can bring on respiratory infections and illnesses, even bring on effects such as asthma and lung cancer. Then there are nasty byproducts resulting from increasing chemical production. Industries that manufacture manufacture medicines, plastics, textiles, detergents, paints and pesticides have to be much more careful today how they dispose of these byproducts, but not long ago they were released uncontrolled into the air, rivers, streams and wherever companies could hide them. Modern production methods can reduce the amount of waste produced as a result of the manufacturing process, but these still have to be disposed of. As a society, we also use up a large amount of energy, and this has an impact on the world as well. Electrical energy is the most popular form of energy supplied around the world. The cheapest and the most reliable way of providing electricity to cities and towns has been from power plants that burn fossil fuels such as coal, and the energy required for transport comes from refining oil, also a fossil fuel. Burning fossil fuels causes much of the greenhouse gas problem that many scientists think is responsible for climate change. There are now alternative energy sources that we're working on to stop this, such as wind, hydro and solar power, that produce little to no greenhouse gas emissions, and if the market for them increased, they will be more affordable to you and to me. But even if you stick with electricity and petrol, there are some simple lifestyle changes that you can make to greatly reduce your reliance on them, and I'm going to talk about that a bit later on. Another massive part of the human impact on our environment is our waste. One of the big examples of how humans take the planet for granted is waste disposal. Historically, waste is incinerated or sent to landfill sites hidden away on the edges of cities or towns. Burning waste in big incinerators has been stopped in many countries, as it's a major source of air pollution and greenhouse gases. The alternative, however, is to send more waste to landfill sites. But now many large urban areas are running out of suitable landfill sites as the amount of waste produced continues to rise. Land in areas around landfill sites become contaminated from toxic chemicals leaking from the waste in the site. Most countries are now focusing on reducing the amount of waste that goes into landfill sites by using the carrot and stick approach to get people to reduce the amount of waste they're responsible for, to reuse as much as possible and to recycle what can't be reused, to turn household and garden waste into compost and throw away only what's left. The urban population and the increase in this is also having a great impact. One of the biggest consequences of economic growth in developing countries is the movement of poor people into rural areas and then into urban areas in search of work. That causes a whole raft of ethical and also environmental problems. It's estimated that in the not too distant future there will be more than 10 world cities with populations over 20 million people. Currently there are only 4: New York, Tokyo, Seoul and Mexico City. The new megacities will include Beijing in China, Cairo in Egypt, Jakarta in Indonesia, Mumbai and Delhi in India, Lagos in Nigeria, and Sao Paulo in Brazil. As poor rural populations flock to big cities where global investment is taking place, the result is that vast conurbations of poor people looking for jobs live with their families in confined spaces. The resulting social, health and environmental issues can be impossible to control. Many of these megacities become perfect incubators for many modern day viruses that kill large numbers of people, including AIDS and the flu virus. Large populations put pressure on water and energy supplies, food and other essential products that have to be transported into towns and cities to support people who no longer produce their own food and clothing. Mass production farming methods are required to produce the food needed. The amount of waste that has been disposed of grows, and as wealth grows, so does the demand for products and the energy required to make and power them, leading to further carbon emissions and pollution. On the other side of the coin, rural areas become depopulated and less productive. Thank you very much for listening. This has been Alex Boyle from the Boyle Green Consultancy Company, and thank you very much.